Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of Enrichment, where we talk to small business owners and entrepreneurs on strategies and best practices. So, getting right to it, on January 1st, 1863, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, announcing that all persons held as slaves within the rebellious areas are and henceforward shall be free. The Preliminary Emancipation Proclamation was actually issued on September 22nd, 1862, and then went into effect on January 1st of the following year. Now, if we give the U.S. Civil War just a cursory glance, most of us simply put it down to an issue of slavery. Now, although slavery was a major issue, the main goal of the war was to prevent the secession of the southern states and preserve the Union. Now, one of the things that Lincoln was doing at the time was initiating a preemptive strategy. He was thinking several steps ahead, and one of his goals was to prevent England and France from entering the war on the side of the South. Both countries were heavily dependent on Southern cotton, and a Confederate victory would have secured their access to this vital resource. England had already abolished slavery, beginning with Queen Elizabeth, who started the process in 1569. Now, while France had ended the practice in 1848. With the Emancipation Proclamation, Lincoln made it more difficult for both countries to support the southern states because they would then be seen as, once again, in support of slavery. Additionally, all freed slaves were now eligible to join the Union Army or Navy. And by the end of the war, more than 200,000 had done so. Now, to win any war, whether it's a civil war or the war of business, it's vital to think preemptively, to imagine things several steps ahead. The marketplace and business environment are constantly changing and evolving. What is fashionable or new this year may be obsolete next year. Taking a moment to now and again reflect on a recent success is important for personal affirmation and satisfaction, but resting on your laurels will quickly put you behind the others in your field. So we need to ask ourselves several questions. What is your competitive advantage, or what is your competition going to do? And how do you counter their actions? What is the marketplace going to look like in a year or in 5 years? What changes, new technologies or new regulations are being talked about now, and how can I prepare for them? With all these changes, is there a possibility that my client base is going to change? Is it going to increase? Is it going to shrink? With these changes, do I need to consider how to adapt my products or services? What publications should I be reading? Or which podcasts should I be listening to so I can stay informed? Should I think about rebranding or updating my image? Are there professional organizations I should investigate, whether they are directly related to my business or associated to the changes I see coming? And finally, have I considered that some of these changes are simply fads or short-term vicissitudes of the marketplace that may be here today and gone tomorrow? That's a lot of questions to consider, but we need to do it in order to preemptively stay ahead of our competition. And by asking these questions, we should be able to visualize what may be coming and prepare for it. Finally, to quote Malcolm X, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. It's not a bad thought. Well, I hope you found that useful. If you'd like to further discuss anything regarding this topic or any small business strategy, reach out to me at rich@speakingofsuccess.us. I'd love to talk, and hopefully I'll hear from some of you. So until next week, be safe and I'll talk to you again then. Bye.